Germantown versus Rockville. Baseball rivalries don't get any better than this, as two ball clubs from different Montgomery College campuses face off today. Two teams who respect each other but would love nothing better than to beat the other's brains out. Germantown, fresh off 2 straight World Series appearances, taking on a Rockville team that has hopes of ending that streak and beginning one of their own. It's a battle for bragging rights and much more on Montgomery College television, starting now. From the Rockville campus of Montgomery College in Rockville, Maryland, Montgomery College Television is proud to present NJCAA Baseball, with the Griffins from Montgomery College Germantown taking on the Knights from Montgomery College Rockville. Hello everyone, I'm Michael Brown, and it is my pleasure to welcome to the telecast my partner for today's game, Sean Kobrin. And Sean, it is so great to watch these two longtime rivals go at it.
It sure is, Michael, and both of these teams are going for a lot more than just the W. These players grew up in neighboring towns, playing against each other, playing with each other. They have friends in common. Some of them even have family in common, as we'll see. So playing well as individuals and, of course, getting the win as the team is going to be huge in this game.
Well, there is no question about that. And today's game is the second and final regular season meeting for both these teams. They played each other recently, and we're going to take a moment now to look at some of the highlights from that first game. Now, Sean, in that game, Rockville really got off to a great start.
They did. They were really trying to pull the upset over at Germantown. Rockville came out aggressively, swinging the bat, and they jumped out to 2-0 and then 4-2 leads off Germantown ace Nick Franceschi. Kyle Arrett and C.J. Stecker led the way early for the Knights. Rockville's #1 pitcher, James Morris, came out strong and gave a gritty performance, but Germantown held steady, kept putting the ball in play, moving runners along, and getting them across the plate. They pulled ahead for good with 3 in the 4th, and then they sewed it up in the 5th with 3 more runs coming on long home runs, first by shortstop Daniel Martinez, and then by third baseman Shane Ittenbach. Franceschi got the win with 7 strong innings of work, really settling in after the second, didn't give up any runs after then. And Morris deserved a better fate, but he still took the loss.
So that's how the first meeting between these two teams worked out. Now, what that means is that Rockville desperately wants to win today's game. They do not want to be swept 2 straight by Germantown. But on the other hand, Germantown would like nothing better than to pull out the broom today. That's just the nature of the rivalry between these two teams. And you don't have to take it from Sean and I. Let's get it straight from both head coaches. We sat down with both Dan Rasher and Tom Schaefer before the game, and we talked to them about the rivalry between these two teams.
It's emotional for these guys because they played each other in high school. And, you know, like any typical rivalry, you know, you don't want the emotions to get the best of you. So you need to you know, kind of play cool and go out and play the game instead of worrying about, you know, Rockville.
Rivalry is that, you know, the kids are all friends. I mean, they grew up together. They played in the the MCBA together. Some of them have played on the same team together. So when you get on a field like that with someone that you know, they turn into be your, not your friend anymore for 3 hours, but someone that you would like to beat.
For me, it's, obviously it's a rivalry. We want to beat Rockville, and it's, but it's fun. We have a good time, and hopefully we can keep playing well and beat them.
Called Germantown as being Superman, and we're trying to be their kryptonite. The mentality for them is that they're not supposed to lose to us. The mentality for us is if we need to get where we're supposed to be, we have to beat them.
Well, Sean, it's clear from what we just heard, this is not just another game for these two head coaches.
Not at all. And Coach Schaefer said it best at the end of the package we just saw. When you're a successful coach, you look at the big program and you say, how do we get there? But how do we do that my way? And that's what Coach Schaefer is trying to do with his Knights program. On the other hand, Germantown is the king of the mountain right now. They expect to win this game. They've had the recent success, and they want to stay on top of that mountain and knock Rockville down a peg.
Well, that is for sure. And Sean, we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of the game. Let's take a look at some of the keys to today's matchup.
Well, starting pitching is going to be a huge key to this game. It's the great equalizer. If either starting pitcher can come out with a dominating performance, he can really keep his team in the game and give them a good chance to win. Situational hitting is also going to be very big. Both teams have a small ball philosophy, and they're going to try to capitalize whenever they get runners on scoring position. So whoever can execute with those runners on second and third base is going to have a big edge in this game. And then playing the field. This is Rockville's home field. Behind the catcher are the stands, and the sun glares off of them. Not to mention it is a huge outfield, so there's going to be a big burden on the center fielder to play a lot of balls and play them well. So whichever outfield can handle this field is going to have an edge in this game. And finally, emotion. Who's going to handle it best? This is a rivalry game. We've heard from the coaches. We're going to hear from the players, and we've talked about it. Both teams really want to win this game, but in the game of baseball, you have to be calm, cool, and collected, have a calm approach at the plate. Who's going to be able to rein in that emotion and even use it if they're the team to fall behind? Whoever's able to use that emotion in the positive way is going to come out on top today.
Well, Sean, we don't have much longer to wait to find out who's going to handle the pressure better in this ball game. We're just moments away from the first pitch. Sean and I will be right back with the starting lineups and the pitching matchups after this.